The opinions expressed in this show are not meant to offend. They are meant to educate and defend. If you are easily offended, stop watching now and watch pink fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Hi, and welcome to the first episode of Stupid Paranormal Sh, a show where we look at the dumb stuff people say all the time about the paranormal, offer some advice, some guidance, and general ridicule at the stupid shit people say. Our first look at some stupid paranormal sh is a case of somebody not engaging their brain before their fingers. It's not hard to take a few moments to think about what you type so you don't look like a dumb f***.
Lol, you mean the little faces? Question everything. Pareidolia is a tendency for incorrect perception of stimulus as an object, pattern, or meaning to the observer, such as seeing shapes in the clouds, seeing faces in inanimate objects, or abstract patterns, or hearing hidden messages in music. Pareidolia can be considered a subcategory of apophenia.
That's not it, trust me. I see him without looking.
Firstly, that's a pretty good explanation. It opens up for a lot of debate and exploration into paranormal, but why oh why would you follow up with such a name? Stupid. The act of looking with your eyes or your tool means you actually need to look. If you're not looking, you don't see it. The stupid fucking that these people come out with make me want to fucking drink into oblivion, and just to think they're in the same field as me. Next up are some prize idiots on both sides of the debate. If you feel somebody's wrong, try to explain to them why. Being sarcastic can come across as mean, or it can be considered bullying. If you think something's dust and somebody else believes it's orbs, try to explain to them in simple terms what it actually is and the phenomena behind it. If all else fails, you can go to the ParaDocs website where we have an article on dust and orbs. This might help you explain things better.
Just a dusty room.
Looks like dust particles.
You're dust.
Just a dusty room and outside lights.
Or your house is dusty.
You people are nasty. I hope there are loved ones coming to visit. If they are, they should tell her to do the dusting.
This starts out civil with a little bit of sarcasm. Then a true believer jumps on board and it goes rapidly downhill from there. Politeness never costs you anything and it's your choice to be civil to each other. I read this shit every single fucking day and my response to both sides of the argument is screw you. Just get your shit together and grow the fuck up. There's no need for shit like this to go down on any group or forum. We'll learn more from people we respect than people who antagonise us. If you want someone to understand, then politely explain and offer sources if requested. If they still won't listen, just ignore the true believer and tell them to f*** off. If the field of paranormal investigation is to be taken seriously by anybody, we need to get our collective dicks out of our ears and listen and learn. If we cannot change our perspective in light of new evidence, they have no fucking right to call ourselves investigators. Next on the agenda is some maximum dumb. You've been warned. Detachment from reality and the functions of basic physics are imminent. Roll the sausage.
To me, they look like orbs. They don't look like bugs, as they are round and bigger than a bug. Dust can only travel downwards, unless blown by a fan, hairdryer, etc. Orbs travel in all directions, like being intelligently controlled.
Where do I start? Learn to fucking science. This person is clearly a fool who hasn't opened their eyes since they were born. All you have to do is look at cigarette smoke and incense sticks. These are essentially fine particles floating through the air, much like dust. If there's no movement in the room, these particles go straight up until the heat under them is sufficiently low that they fall back down to Earth due to gravity. If you move, a moth goes past, or you pass a grade A fart. This creates small microcurrents in the air, moving the dust and particles around in a seemingly chaotic fashion. It's very hard to get perfectly still air with no heat, so dust goes straight down. If dust goes straight down, that is more paranormal than the shit this one is spouting. And now for some more fucking orbs. I really should laugh at this shit, but it just comes out as pure comedy gold. Roll the sausage.
That looks like a feather orb. My friend Slimer has caught one on camera in her flat. Except hers vanished into a wall. Hate to say this, lol, but she is in Amityville too. Spotted the logo on your bin. There's something odd going on in their area this last year. Ivo, this is simply a moth or flying insect. A camera anomaly due to slow frame or shutter speed. Nothing paranormal. And what is a feather orb, please? Anything claimed to be an orb is a photo or video is either photographic, backscatter, or airborne particulates, bugs. Anything that disappears into a wall on video is simply that it fades out of camera shot.
I really thought that with the huge amount of scientific photographic evidence, plus the huge majority of reputable paranormal investigations and clairvoyants and mediums, that orb in photos would be understood by now. Real orbs, spirit lights, are entirely different. Neon bright, glowing and lit by internal power source, they can light up a room. But these, to my knowledge, have never been filmed. It is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Egon, you're a non-believer then. Just explain to me what this is. It was indoors at night, no windows open, flew through a wall, just before light orbs and demonic sounds. Well, demonic wind noises in a flat in summer.
Ivo, absolutely a believer. I am admin on several paranormal groups. I have had experiences. My daughter currently has poltergeist activity and has a real orb spirit light in her house. But I believe in getting rid of every possible, rational, everyday, fully explainable thing before saying it's paranormal. And photographic orbs, or whatever shape, colour, etc., are proved by photographic methods, even by the makers of cameras, to be anomalies of light, camera speed and highlighted airborne particles and bugs. There may be paranormal activity in your property, but not in this photo.
Egon, it's not a moth. It was not seen with human eyes, just camera. No moth was seen in the room. I appreciate your daughter has had activity, but that doesn't make you masters of knowing everything paranormal. Can I ask yours and your daughter's qualification? Only recently we've spoken to university doctors in this field that disagree with what you're saying. The pic I took from a screenshot of a moving video. No camera, no flash. I know what airborne particles look like, and how they move, and how light illuminates them. I've only been into this 20 plus years, and what would I know, huh?
Ivo, there is a camera and there is a light, else it would be a black square. CCTV and infrared light. University professors can be in anything from Anglo-Saxon history to botany, so any professor of paranormal, if there is such a thing, and if he was worth his salt, would tell you that this is a moth. I would love to know his name, see his research. My qualifications are common sense.
That's a moth.
Peter, absolutely. The evidence is available, your own photography shows it, but reason and evidence is disregarded.
Saying it was not seen by the human eye is even more stupid. A camera isn't a human eye. The physics behind the sensor and the optics means it's going to show something you're not really seeing. Couple that with a flash, and you get to see small particles floating in the air amongst other things. A bright light or flash can make moisture or a particle of dust that isn't normally visible to the human eye visible on a camera. This is called backscatter. Most camera manufacturers are fully aware of this and offer explanations in their manuals and literature. Go to their website, contact the manufacturer of the camera and ask them what it is, and they will tell you it's backscatter. Then to say you have a university doctor that has authenticated your image is the next level of fucking dumb. People will call you out on this shit. If you have a university doctor that has authenticated your image, be prepared to name them and their speciality. Remember, many investigators will want to verify your sources and will not take anything you say with blind faith. Then we go to the prize dumb moment. They took the picture with no camera, no flash. I'll give you a moment to let that sink in.
2,000 years later.
Reality has gotten up and left the fucking building with this one. Now on to the final stupid paranormal shit for today. I've saved the best till last. This is probably the best example of taking the bone and running a fucking marathon with it. It all started with someone posting this picture. Pause this video if you want to study it more. Right now, listen to this response and ponder what the fuck is going through this person's mind. I'll give you a timer bar at the side of the screen so you can easily find the end once your brain has turned to a pool of dribbling mush.
Okay, so there is a male figure. I circled his silhouette. I DK if anyone else can see him, and then I circled some kind of weird creature. There was a lot of despair in this home at one time. He's standing in the shadows. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I'm extremely spiritual and open-minded. Poverty, I'd say this was during the Depression. BC, he's wearing a hat like Jiminy Cricket. It's like a side profile of a possible teenage boy. He looks sad. He watches over you, BC, he wants you to know why you are in his home. Try to communicate with him and assure him you two can coexist. He thinks you are there to steal his family valuables. I believe that's the only reason he watches you. Possibly, so I asked them to maybe post a couple more pics. BC, I'm beside myself. It totally could be the paint job and lighting, you know. It's hard to say if you don't experience it in the flesh. BC, seeing is what makes people believe. I don't have to see, I trust my feelings. So there's an offsetting feeling, but it could just be all the memories these walls hold. Not everyone has lived a happy life. So it's super hard to say. As I scrolled to this, our heart began racing. I had to scroll away for a second. It is the first thing that I saw. Exactly what you see, but I don't believe this to be a human spirit. may take form of a man or a boy, but be careful in speaking to it. I'd just have your own blessed and or cleansed. Don't want to scare you, but speaking to it could create problems. I can't look without becoming extremely nauseated. IDK, why? Just be cautious. I almost want to agree that it could be a demonic force posing as a non-threatening child. You are right. Gosh, I usually have the right answer for this. Okay, to the person that posted this photo requesting outside help. I feel like you should go on Amazon Prime if you can and order a smudge kit. It'll come in 2 to 3 days and you'll get 2 white sage smudge sticks, 1 rose quartz crystal, 2 Palo Santos smudge sticks. Palo Santos is considered holy wood. This will also come with an abalone shell and a prayer book. You need to smudge with the sage first. It will clear out the negative energies, and then I want you to repeat this process with the Palo Santos. The holy wood will tell the resistant negative energy to get the fuck out now. Trust me, they use this wood for building the cross. I can't assess a situation as well when I'm not in person, but there's definitely something going on. The smudge kit will have a guided book of prayers for you to recite. If you're in Port Huron, Michigan, I'd help you all day long. But if you want a guided prayer and meditation, please feel free to private message me, and I will walk you through it. I've been practicing for 15 years and I'm 34. I would have practiced longer, but was scared of everyone thinking I'm crazy. And now that I know it doesn't matter, and that it's okay to be different, I'm down to guide you along the way. This will help if you believe in yourself.
This was multiple posts, posted in rapid succession, and the conclusion that this person comes up with bears no resemblance to the reality of the image. We know this because the poster of the original image posted this follow-up image. I'll give you a moment to study it. It's a fucking doll's house. If you dare call yourself a paranormal investigator, medium or psychic, at least have some talent or prepared to be called out on the shit that comes out of your fucking mouth. Also, get your fucking facts straight. Palo Santos wood does not grow anywhere near where the true cross would have been constructed. It grows on the other side of the fucking planet. Unless the Romans reached fucking South America, I highly doubt Palo Santos is a holy wood used to make the true cross. With a 10-second Google search, you can find out it is believed that the true cross was made from cedar, pine and cypress. If you're going to spout this shit on paranormal groups, do your fucking research or you will look like a fucking fool. Something simple like the composition of the true cross is easy to find, and not doing research makes your entire argument invalid. Not to mention, it was a fucking doll's house, you motherfucking wank puffin.
A few moments later.
Right, that's all my brain cells can take for the fucking day. If you like this video, like and subscribe, ring the fucking bell icon. If you didn't like this video, hit the fucking dislike button. We know who you are. And remember, do your research, challenge your own beliefs, change them in the light of new evidence, and remain skeptical until there is enough evidence to prove there is nothing mundane.